You've tuned into Wide Open Wednesday with Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach, brought to you by Fletcher's Garage. Buckle up, boys and girls. This should be fun. And I mean fun. All right, Don Allen, can you hear us? Let us know if you can hear us, gang. We're having a problem with sound, with people hearing us. Can you hear us? Yep, Don Allen says he can hear us. Doug McGill says he can hear us.
Okay.
Earl, now you can hear us?
Okay.
Hold on, let me bring him up here. You can hear us now, Earl?
Now I can hear you.
All right.
What the hell are you doing over there, Earl?
Hey, I'm good here.
Who knows?
You weren't good, but now you are. That's a plus. Marty Burt. Good afternoon, guys. Let's see. We got a few people in here.
Hey, named after my dog.
And there you go. Dakota.
Now we're
Nick
good.
Marco, loud and clear. Don Allen, all good. Okay.
All right, we're all set.
All right, so
All right.
we're all set. Nick,
Great.
nice picture you've done of Fred's cars.
Yep.
As he gets into the next corner, Nick, Fred's going to feed that other guy right rear and take him out.
Take out my own car.
He's going to take out his own car. So, welcome to Wide Open Wednesday.
Hey, Marty.
So,
Marty's there.
Yep. He said hello to Earl as always.
Marty and
We have
Aaron.
the legend in the house. Denise Holderman is with us from Tom's River, from Tommy's Puddle. My assistant at Wall Stadium is from Tom's River. She goes to college at Cookstown. Brooke does a heck of a job. This will be Brooke's last week, and that's when we bring in America's Mechanic to work the camera.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Nah.
Me working a camera.
Nah, you'll be fine.
I can work a wrench, can't work a camera.
Well, we'll put a wrench on the back of the camera,
Okay.
and we'll work it that way. But
No pressure,
no,
Fred.
we got some great guests that are going to come on, and we have Ryan Coulthall, and we have Neil Rutt III, and we will announce our driver of the week, Raymond Rosenberg, of course. I will really miss New Egypt. Remember the old days when Garbacks were there, and a lot of different people. Yes, we're all going to miss New Egypt. I mean, it is what it is. We kind of figured this day was coming. Whether it be racing again or non-racing again, you cannot hold property like that forever and let it sit dormant. You got to do something with it. And Fred was just tired. Fred was just tired of trying to run the racetrack and not make any money. And I'll be honest with you guys, there's nobody more brokenhearted than I am. Okay, we were all thinking, but you got to think this way too. There's nothing etched in stone in this world. Things could change. Tomorrow it could change. And he could go in the race paper next week and say, all right, guys, this changed. We're going to try this. So keep your fingers crossed. You never know what could happen. But it's happened. He talked to Lenny. You seen the race paper. You see all the quotes on the internet. All the Warriors are out there. I only got to say this. If you're putting out death threats to Fred Volsing, stop, guys. Come on, let's grow up. Let's take the adult approach. There's no need for that. None whatsoever. I don't have time for that. I won't even address that. Trust me, I worked there for 26 years, and nobody's more heartbroken than I am. So now we move on. We live with the memories like we always do, like with Flemington and East Windsor. I don't remember anybody sitting on top of a hill with a scope trying to take Don Jones out when East Windsor closed. It was different circumstances, but basically the same circumstances. You just
Mhm.
can't. No racetracks are making money. If you think they are, you're out of your mind because they're not. Wall Stadium is doing well because two guys wanted to have some fun, resurrect the racetrack, and we're doing well.
Right.
We're not setting the world on fire, but we're doing well. They have cars, they have people. All I can tell you is this, guys: go to the racetrack. Because if you don't start going to your local racetrack and you don't start supporting your sport, it ain't going to be there. Here's a prime example right here.
Right.
Fred said nobody was supporting it. Nobody was coming out. We didn't have no cars. We didn't have no people. This is the end result. And if I hit the lottery tonight, I'll be honest with you. I'm not buying a racetrack. Even with $1 billion, I'm not buying a racetrack. I may buy it for somebody else to run it, but I'm not going to run it. It's crazy. We all love auto racing. We all love our sport.
And if I hit it, this is my last show. He knows where I'm going.
But no, guys, there's no need for the hatred.
No, not at all.
Not at all. We don't need that.
Well, I look at it as being a businessman. Quote unquote. Fred's 78. They have some health issues. It's a lot of work to even try to maintain it at the level that he's trying to do it now. Whether you like him or hate him or whatever, from a business standpoint, he was, you open up, you try to run it, you lose 2 to 3 million a year. You can't maintain that.
No, exactly.
You got it. At 78, I know what I want to be doing. So, So on that end, if a deal comes up, I agree with it. But it's a shame, no matter what.
And he ran it when he probably shouldn't have ran it, Earl. He probably should have closed a couple years ago. And
and he had Fred developed a passion for racing when he took it over roughly 20 years ago. Took it over himself. Fred wasn't really a racing guy by his own admission. That
right.
He took it on as a business, as an investment, and became a racing guy. Became someone who, got to know the racers, got to know the fans, and he kept it going. He didn't have to do this for the last 20 years, especially the last 10 years.
No, I mean, him and his partner, Bill Muskowski,
yes.
and then, Bill got out of it and Fred, was on his own there. But if Bill could have kept his deal and him and Fred were in it together, would it have lasted longer? Yeah, it probably would have. But, Bill had to get out of it when he did. And it kind of shook us up then, but Fred kept it going. Joey, whether you like Joey or not, he kept the track going for a few years there, all on his own. Basically, Fred said, here, this is what I want you to do. If you can do this, you can keep the track going. They had trailers there. The trailers offset the cost of the track, and it worked. But they were probably only breaking even. They probably weren't making any money, but it broke even. It didn't cost Fred any money. The latter years, it was costing Fred money.
Yes.
And he was putting money out of his own pocket. Whether Fred's a multi-millionaire, whether Fred's a billionaire, you don't want to take money out of your own pocket.
No,
to do that. So,
he's the one that took the risk. So he's the one that gets the call.
Fred said, Fred Fletcher right here. Fred just said it well. You're a businessman. You operate a business. You have a staff. Of course, smaller than New Egypt, but you have a staff you have to take care of. You have insurance. You have utilities, responsibilities, and as you reach a certain age, you also have family commitments. And you look at how much money you're going to need to live comfortably for the rest of your life. It's just common sense. And again, Fred was running New Egypt as a business, which is the way it should be run. We're all fans. We all love racing. The competitors who were there, the fans who were there, feel very bad tonight that the decision was made, but I personally understand it completely. Again, he didn't have to do this for the last 20 years or so. I'm sure it was a very hard decision on his part. And you figure last year when Fred made the initial announcement that the track wasn't going to run, but it was for sale, and he wanted someone from racing to take it over to keep it as a racetrack. He had a number in mind, obviously a financial figure, and that's what he's staying with. You figure his dedication to racing, he let the quarter midget kids race there this season, and they'll be racing until the end of the year. So, yeah, we just have the special memories. And Nick, you and I share something very close with New Egypt. Ray Rosenberg, a couple of comments ago, mentioned about the Garbach family being there. When I first started announcing, that was the very first track that I announced at. Jimmy Garbach and Charlie Roberts, who was the chief announcer at the time, they gave me my start in 1979 to announce at New Egypt. And that's where you and Pete Wortman first announced races
Exactly.
in 1998. So
Uh-huh.
we share a common bond with New Egypt.
Yeah, never got behind the microphone at all, me or Pete. I
Right.
sent in a cassette tape
Mhm.
to Mark
Right.
Blackwell, and that's how that happened. So,
And yeah, we are today. But
Yep.
no, we share the memories, all of us do, and let's treasure them, and let's cut Fred a break. No harsh comments. He did what he had to do, and we'll move on.
and if you don't think that bashing a track hurts it or not, it does hurt it, guys. Trust me, it hurts it.
Right.
Yeah, I actually seen people today on the New Egypt thing and saying, yeah, but maybe they can turn it around like Walt did, and then somebody else wrote it underneath. Oh, we'll see how long that lasts. Like, come on,
Exactly.
Right.
come on.
Yeah.
All I know is this: when I go to Wall Stadium on Saturday night, everybody's happy. Everybody's glad that Fred Archer and Pete Miletto done what they done. They
Yes.
got a lot of help from a lot of people, and a lot of people are not getting paid to do what they do at Wall. A lot of people are volunteers. A lot of
Right.
people do. Jimmy Blewett volunteered a lot of his time. Brian Hammer, there's a post with him on their page now that tells what he does. You probably don't know Brian from Adam, but Brian does a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yes.
Kate Brown, Warren Olston, Earl Krause. There's a lot of people that do a lot of things when there's no racing at Wall Stadium to keep it going. And you're not getting paid $1 million to do this. You're doing it because you love the sport. And
Nick Leach, you as well. You as well, Nick. And Fred the cameraman.
Yeah. You just gotta,
Yes. All
start
together
going to the
as a
races,
team.
gang. If you're thinking about it, don't think about it. Just go. Put your ass in a seat. That's what's going to keep racing alive. And
Right.
things could change tomorrow. And we may be talking about next Wednesday. New Egypt has a buyer. We're going to go racing, and then we'll see what happens then. So, and thinking about New Egypt, there was a gentleman that worked on Frank Cozy's car for many, many years at New Egypt. When Frank was in his heyday at New Egypt, winning the championship, winning race, his name was Chip Morgan. Well, Sunday night at Orange County, Chip Morgan suffered a major medical issue and he died.
Oh, terrible.
And I talked to Chip thousands of times at the racetrack. I talked to Frank Monday. I told him how sorry I was to hear about Chip. He said Chip was with him for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a son to him. And I got the news because my boss's son works with Danny Buck, and they parked right across from him.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it didn't look good. And then I confirmed with Frank and heard about it. But Chip was a young guy. He wasn't old. And guys, you can't just let things slide anymore. When you get an ache or a pain, you can't just put ice on it and walk away. You got to get checked now. You got to make sure that you're healthy. If you're married and you got kids, you have to do it, guys. And trust me, I don't want to get on a soapbox and talk about bad things and stuff like that there. But Chip was a good guy. He was a race fan. He was one of us. And if we can all come together in bad times and be one big family, we need to be one big family and start going to the races. You go on vacation, find a short track, go watch the races. You're a race fan. You want to watch racing? Find a place to go to. So our hearts go out to Frank and his family, and it also goes out to Chip Morgan and his family. He's going to be missed. He was a great guy. He was one of Frank's tire specialists. Of course, we all know Brent Tittle, who's married to Bonnie Cozon, Ron John's sister. He's a big guy with Frank Cozy. And if you search the internet, you'll see some pictures of Chip, and you'll be like, yeah, I remember that guy. He was a great guy. So we got some great guests coming on here tonight.
Yes, indeed.
And two guys that won at Wall Stadium this week in the Twin 25s in the sportsman division after just coming back from Peyton winning. Now we have another guy that got his first win, which was Ryan Coulthal. He's going to come on. And then we have Neil Rutt III that's going to come on too. So we're going to take a break, pay a couple bills, and we'll come right back. Who is all the rage? Sage Chiropractic. That's right. Sage is all the rage in chiropractic care. Dr. Carey and Dr. Mike will take care of you and all your back needs, and they specialize in other things too. Give them a call, 215-497-0700. They have all the equipment, all the stuff you need to get yourself in shape. They're the people that give Fred his adjustment so he can drive his race car on Saturdays at New Egypt Speedway. They are an official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, so go see them. If you have any problems with your back or any other problems you think you're having that are related to your back, you got to go see Sage, because they're all the rage in chiropractic care. So see Sage Chiropractic. Their phone number is 215-497-0700. Go see Dr. Carey and go see Dr. Mike. Bob Drayton Incorporated has been locally owned and operated since 1955. Their goal is to provide excellent customer service and quality rentals to every client. They have a large selection of rentals and solutions for every project or every event you have. You can count on their experienced team for fast and courteous service each time you call them. And they have a 24-hour emergency service, locally owned and operated since 1955. That's over 70 years, gang. Licensed and insured, free estimates available, 24-hour service, military and senior discounts, quality products, and an excellent customer service. Check them out, gang. They're located at 151 Big Hill Road, Southampton, New Jersey. Their phone number is 609-859-3629. And they race, that's right, New Egypt Speedway, Bridgeport Speedway. Bob and his son race the 4-cylinder class, and they sponsor the class at New Egypt Speedway. So when it hits the fan, he's your man, and whatever you eat, he's got your seat. They have a 1-800 number, and it's 1-800-521-2014. So whatever you need, give Mr. Bob a call, and he'll help you out. They are official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday right here on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Mr. Bob, he's on the job, and you should be too. Let's talk about transmissions for a minute. You want to get to victory lane, you can't be in low gear, you got to be in high gear. I'm talking about high gear transmissions located in South Jersey. That's right. We specialize in repair, refresh, and troubleshooting your Northeast Dirt modified transmissions. That's right, high gear. They specialize in Burt Generation 1 and 2 transmissions, and they also service Winters transmissions. It's home of the modified number 13T, driven by Anthony Tramontana Jr. They have reasonable pricing, quick turnaround. You can pick your transmission up at New Egypt Speedway or Bridgeport Speedway, and you can find them on Facebook at High Gear Transmissions. Now, these transmissions are serviced by a great tech, Anthony Tramontana Sr. You can give him a call at 609-385-3084. That's right, High Gear Transmissions. You know, the season-ending season, and you're worried about that transmission, you're worried about it getting serviced, why not call High Gear and get it done? They'll take care of your transmission. You won't have to worry about it. When you put it back in the car, you'll put it in gear, you'll go to victory lane, you'll be in high gear, and you'll be a winner with High Gear. Facebook. You got wheels to see better days. Don't replace them, revive them. That's right. Vibrant powder coating and wheel repair. Bent rims, scuffs, no problem. Vibrant makes them smooth and strong and stunning again. From the street to the strip, they'll make your ride shine like new custom colors, flawless finishes, and durable coatings that turn heads and handle heat. Give them a call today at 1-267-566-6842. They're located at 569 Unionville Avenue, Pendle, PA 19047. That's Vibrant Finish. For all you need in powder coating and wheel repair, they make your ride look sweet. So give them a call. Hey, let's talk about roofing. Protect Roofing, protecting your assets 24/7, emergency service and maintenance. Their phone number 609-832-8300. Maintenance and repair, roof replacement, new construction, safety orienting, quality workmanship, single ply specialist, bonded and licensed and insured, full service sheet metal, and multi-time winner of the ESP Carlisle Award. and it's home of the number 30T driven by Rob T. So when you need your roof done, you got to get with Protect. So give them a call. All right, we're back, and we have one of our special guests that are going to come on here. So we're going to do this real quick. Hold on one second. Let's go here.
Gonna talk a little Sage Chiropractic real quick. I was there yesterday,
I'm going tomorrow.
and you and your wife are going tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sage Chiropractic. I went over there yesterday morning. He straightened me out. I haven't been there in a couple weeks, and you could tell. But now I have a problem with my shoulders, and he somehow gets my shoulders back working just about 100% every single time. And then just from working with my hands up
Yeah,
in the air and all
he
that
he
stuff.
just knows,
Yeah.
and he doesn't hurt you. I mean, he just says, "I'm going to do this," and I like that thing he has. It looks like he's pressing a pen to get the point out.
That's what you use to break windows. And
Yeah, that's what I thought.
it's
you
like
know?
you pop it.
And I'm like, "What did that do?" He goes, "You'll see,"
Yeah, it does.
and it
But,
works. He's just phenomenal at what he does.
if you get a
so.
chance, check out Sage Chiropractic in beautiful downtown Newtown.
That's right. All right. Let me do this. This guy won the second 25 lap feature at Wall Stadium. He is Neil Rutt the third. Let's put this up here, and let's bring Neil in here, and we'll talk to him about his win Saturday night. Mr. Rutt, how are you?
How are you guys doing today?
Races are won in the shop.
Yeah, I
said
figured this
that-
would be a perfect spot to do a racing interview.
I said that to Kevin Davidson Saturday night when we were sitting there talking. I was watching his guys go around his car with the tape measures and measuring tires and writing the numbers down on the tires. And I said, see, this is where races are won. They're won in the garage. Everybody knows their job. They're doing all the technical stuff, writing everything down. And of course, everybody has a Bible of what track they're at and what they're doing. But yeah, great job last night, man. Saturday night.
It's all right.
Yeah, great job.
What you do last night?
Yeah, what you do last night?
I don't remember.
Evidently,
Probably
I'm
did,
drinking some of-
I probably did some work related at the end of the day, and then probably just did some more graphic designing and stuff like that afterwards.
Forget about it. Just
Forget about that. Let's go right to Saturday. Twin 25s for you guys. That was a pretty good evening, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty good night. I first want to go off about the races that won in the shop. That's a special thanks to Sal Ligori. That's his sign. That's his motto. I've won a boatload of races for Sal, and that has been a motto that our team has pretty much kept forever. Because if you didn't work on your car throughout the week and have it done by at least Thursday, you probably weren't winning races on the weekend.
Exactly.
But the weekend was pretty good. We finally knocked some dust off the winning standard of us. We went from Turkey Derby of dominating to having a bad night. August tends to be our best month. I don't know why. It just has always been that way. I got my first win on the high banks in August. I usually win almost my first race of the year in August. This is how it is. We just some just felt different waking up in the morning. Me and my fiance Darianne came to the shop in the morning, got the car ready. She polished the roof, which never happens. It's like a superstition with race car drivers. You don't clean the roof on race days. She said to me, I'm going to knock the curse off, so I might as well, wax the roof. And I guess she waxed the roof and it helped us out. So I guess that's not really a curse in our camp over here.
Well, she's on here now. She's made a comment. Oh, he's so handsome.
Yeah,
I can't say that.
That's usually what I get. I appreciate all that.
I'll get myself in trouble if I say you're handsome. Then I'll be playing for the pink team. But
That
anyhow,
happens.
it is. If you're handsome, you're handsome. Hey, it is what it is.
Judge.
But no, I mean, Ryan Coulthard got his first sportsman win, which was pretty cool. And then you come back for the nightcap and you get yours. Let's bring this guy in here. He probably knows you better than I will ever know you. And we'll let him field you a couple of questions. Earl Kraus, the legend himself.
Hey, Neil.
How you doing, Earl?
Hey, doing great, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
you mentioned Darianne. Of course, she was a very fine race driver herself for a number of years
Yeah.
in 4 cylinders.
Yeah,
And,
she definitely was.
Yes. She celebrated a birthday last weekend too, right?
That was Deanna. So her birthday is on this Friday, and
Oh,
then
sister.
Darianne's on next Tuesday. So thank God we're off this week because we're gonna get to go away and take a
Oh,
little
nice.
breather for once and celebrate her birthday.
Earlier
Very
than
nice.
you didn't. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
Well, Neil, I remember your dad, when I first started covering Wall Stadium in 1978, 79. And I recall your dad winning the Turkey Derby in the modern stocks with car number 29.
Yeah, that was the grandfather. That
Yes.
was the much older one. Yeah, he won the first ever Turkey Derby in the modern stocks in '74, and then eventually in the Red Dart, and then eventually went and drove for Dan Ingadone, and won Turkey Derby again in '78, I believe it was. He also won a boatload of races at New Egypt. So that's sad to see New Egypt is gone.
Yes.
We got to win a race ourselves a couple years ago at New Egypt, so it was pretty cool to have my grandfather and myself winning at yet again another track in the Jersey area.
And then your dad was a very fine racer himself. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he money wasn't a big thing in our family. It still isn't. That's why this nice, beautiful hot rod behind us is wrapped in the Allied Fire and Safety colors.
Yes.
Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this every single week. So huge, obviously, credit to them, the Newell family. They've been around racing forever as well.
Right.
So I always appreciate them for everything they've done with us. My grandfather didn't really, he was a really good driver. He just didn't have the knowledge, that I guess nowadays we do with all the trick designs, trick bodies, and all that stuff. So they struggled a little bit, but they had big help from the Boardwicks and everything like that.
Right.
The Rutts and the Boardwicks have been family friends forever. My grandfather and Frankie were, fishermen together and everything like that. So he struggled a little bit. He was a great up and coming go-kart driver, in the Meadowlands and all that stuff around here with little Frankie and Johnny Blewett. So, it would have been cool to see him be able to eventually, kind of get further into his career. We throw him out there every once in a while in my car just to let him get that little itch back. He hates it because the full containment seats, the Hans devices, and all that stuff, which wasn't a thing back then. They only had the little strap holding their heads up.
Yeah.
So it gives him a little bit to do. It's a little kickback to him as everything he does for us.
That's great. Now you were mentioning, of course, August seems to be a very good month for you. Since the beginning of the season, actually, you've been kind of, I don't want to say struggling, but it's been like, the gremlins have been kind of chasing you there. And at some point were you saying, man, why am I doing this? Were you kind of getting frustrated?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't really see like behind the scenes of what we do.
Right.
I've always kind of tried to be a private person. Just my team kind of knows what's really going on and everything. We've just been struggling. The American Racer to us was a harder tire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to come on here and knock anything. I'm not going to badmouth anyone. It's just that it didn't suit my driving style. Personally, I'm a kind of a hard-nosed, driver, get everything out of the car if I can. So it kind of didn't suit that being a much harder compound tire compared to the Hoosiers that I've run, all down the East Coast at North Carolina, Florida, and all those places. So we struggled with it, but I had a little outside help from my cousin Roger Rutt. He was kind of just like, hey, like, you guys know what you're doing. Just don't give up. Keep trying this. Every tire you could whisper to the tire, you're gonna get it eventually.
Right.
And then we just been having mechanical failures, power steering lines blown out due to that car being so much different compared to everyone else. We have to get a lot of custom made parts. So it's not like I can go on the truck or go to the guy next to me and grab a hose or something like that. A lot of it's all custom built from local shops around here that like to help us out. So it's not easy, when you have the bad nights and the struggles. It definitely puts you down. I did have a little kind of get down on myself the other day in the shop as we were scaling the car going into last weekend, and I was like, I've been doing this for 20 some years. I think I'm done. Like, at the end of the year, like, I've achieved a lot. I've got like 3 Turkey Derby wins,
Right.
30 something wins on the big track. I've won at the outside sister tracks and everything like that. I'm like, I think maybe it's just time to just kind of move on, and maybe eventually one day. And of course, you get the win, and your father hugs you in Victory Lane and says, "You sure about retiring now?" So it kind of changed it a little bit. Important things more in life. Obviously this is just a hobby. Like I said, if I didn't have Allied, it would definitely be a different story.
Right.
And all of our, sponsors that come on board with us, we got guys that give $50, $100. It's
Yes.
At the end of the day, it makes a lot for a team like us that doesn't really have much. And it's not a sob story. We're going to find it come
Sure.
Friday morning. I'm going to make sure I have 4 tires if I need them by the next day. It's just what we do as race car drivers.
Right.
Darien hates that I could do that, but I can figure it out how to do it.
Well,
Now you mentioned the car itself, the number 66, that it's sort of like a one-off. Is that a former Spafco car, like an older Spafco, which is really
Yeah, so it's I tracked back the research of the car.
Mhm.
We purchased it from Buddy Miller, which
Yes.
loves these cars and everything like that. Obviously, we had our 2000 wide car because the Ruts just don't like anything new. So we like to run the older stuff. So I had the 2000 wide car that I ran for Chris Kilbride for a couple seasons,
Right.
which tragically passed away a couple years ago.
Yes.
So we inherited the car, and it did wonders for us. Being an older car, cars don't really know their age, in my opinion.
Right.
And then we had an incident at Mahoning, which totaled the car. It's staring right at me in front of me, hanging from the rafters, which
Mhm.
one day it will be fixed. It's a promise to myself. So it's an 04 A1 Diablo, which is a Stefanik Ted Christopher build car.
Right.
So basically, it's a Spafco. It's got some Spafco updates on it.
Mhm.
For the most part, but at the end of the day, it's truly a Diablo, which is why it's called the Diablo all the time on the front windshield, which is perfect because it suits me. I like to try to have a little bit of devilish out there.
Right. Right.
It's way different. It's not, like I said, I can't go onto the truck and buy uppers and lowers. I gotta have it made. It's got a way different style rear in it compared to everyone else. It's just way different, and I don't know. It drives so much different. I've driven 08 Troyers, newer Troyers, older Troyers. This thing has a mind of its own. Whether it's good or bad, it's gonna drive. It's one of the probably wickedest cars I've ever driven on the top at any racetrack, especially wall.
Mhm.
You're in for a treat, but once you get some grip, you're gonna drive off the corner pretty good.
Well,
Where
sounds
did
like a
you-
challenge.
yeah, it sounds like a challenge.
It's
named
basically like
after-
driving a dirt car on asphalt. Is how I think about
it's
it.
named after a sandwich from Smokey and the Bandit,
Yeah.
Diablo sandwich. I'm
Somewhere
sure you have.
along the way.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, you got the nickname Ruthless too. Where did that come from?
Yeah, so it's funny that when I was a kid, my running the go-karts and stuff like that, which my grandmother bought me, my first go-kart. I wanted nothing to do with racing. I know we had the family history, being around forever. It just wasn't something I wanted. I didn't sit in people's cars when I was a kid, nothing like that.
Mhm.
And then I started driving at the inner track on Wall, and then Sandy Hook, all these outside tracks.
Right.
And I just talked to everyone. So I got the nickname Hollywood. And then as I got older, I kind of got annoyed by Hollywood because it was like kind of almost like you're kind of more being annoying to people because you just keep talking. And then just one day I was running Wall, and I just was a little bit aggressive, which is like not my style really. I mean, we bump and bang. It happens.
Right.
I did a bonehead move, and then I said to myself, like, oh, that was a pretty ruthless move. And then I was like, all right, here we go. We're going to go with this one. You get a lot of like the hammer and stuff like that. And it's just like, I like ruthless. It kind of has like obviously my last name's Rut, so it's got most of the initials in it already. And it just flows nice with the name. And I just like it. It's like a different mentality to me to where I could be the old school kind of driver, where you learn to pass, you learn to set them up. Like our heat, we had a heat race. We went back heat racing a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and could have easily moved, the Kovac kid out of the way. But why? Let's try to learn. Let's try to learn to pass some people and stuff like that.
Right.
But if I need to turn on the ruthless, capability, I can,
Right.
and use a bumper. But most of the time, I get yelled at because I don't use the bumper.
Well, we appreciate you coming on here.
Yes, definitely.
And Fred said it's better than people calling you roadkill.
Yeah, that's true. I've had a lot of weird nicknames throughout the year, but Ruthless definitely sticks. People even on the online sim racing, like,
All right, we'll go with
thing.
Ruthless. But
yeah, it just flows nice. It's pretty good.
all right, well, we appreciate you coming on here and spending time with
Absolutely.
us. Over 300 votes. That makes you the driver of the week on Wide Open Wednesday. Ryan was trying to catch up, but just missed by a little bit. So we're gonna let you
Hell of a
go.
race though.
He's
hell
a
of a
young
race.
he's a young kid. He's got plenty of more years left. Like I said, I might be only 28, but my career is coming to an end eventually. So he's got plenty of time ahead of him to win some drivers of the week.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. I will give you your due tomorrow around 9 o'clock in the morning. We will put you up for driver of the week. We appreciate you coming on, Neil. And I will see you when you guys come back to Wall. How's
In
that?
2
Yeah,
weeks.
we'll be back in 2 weeks. Like I said to you a couple weeks ago, I wanted to come on the show, but I was like, I need to save it for a good week, and I guess this was the perfect time.
Well, you picked the right week, and I appreciate you coming on, Neil. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you.
buddy. Yep,
Hey, Neil,
no
take
problem.
care.
All right. Now, Neil got his nickname on his own. Okay, but let's do this. Hold on 1 second here. We got to go here.
Yeah, this one might be second guessing his
Yeah.
nickname.
No, I think he likes it because now I just walk up to him. He looks at me. He goes, "Oh boy, here he comes." But anyhow,
He's not the only one.
stop it. This guy got his first win, and it's been coming because he's been in the top three. He'll tell us how many top threes he has, how many seconds he has. Ryan Coulthall got his first win Saturday night, which was pretty cool. So we'll get rid of this, and we'll bring this here, and we'll bring Mr. Kool-Aid. I call him Kool-Aid, Ryan Coulthall. Rye, I told you it was coming. Didn't I tell you it was coming?
Yeah, it felt like every week before, we went out for practice or a heat race or anything, in the pit walk, it's, your time's coming, your time's coming. We were lucky enough to get it this past week and so happy about it.
You can't run that good and be in the top five like that week in and week out without sooner or later sneaking it in. I mean,
Yeah, last week you were second.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, and then after you win, you get to go and have fun with your friends until like Mom said, like 4 a.m.
all right.
You guys didn't get any sleep.
Yeah, something across them lines. But like Jimmy Bullitt and, all my buddies, all them, they all came over. We all had a
Yeah,
great
there's some
night.
really good
Yeah.
really good.
There's some good people to hang out with because they don't know when to quit either. So
Yeah, I remember the one night after Jimmy won the 100 lapper, we were out there for a while. I can tell you.
Now that you got the first one, the second one will come easier, I promise. You drive for a great team. You do a great job for them. Why don't you give some of your sponsors some recognition here?
Yeah, first off, I gotta thank Scott Baranek at North American Construction. If it wasn't for him, probably wouldn't be racing anything. But thanks to him for everything he does. Pat at PSP, he's another great guy that helps us out a ton. Van Wickle Auto Supply, especially my boss, Ken Van Wickle and Kenny. I can't thank them enough for everything that they do. Not only for me, but they do a lot for the track and a lot of other drivers. They're big help and everything. Schreiber Transportation, Dancer Farms, he came on board this year. I can't thank Tommy Dancer enough. Regal Restoration, John Blewett Inc., ERS, Team Outlaw, and then, everything my mom does, my dad for always coming out supporting, my stepmom, Christine, they always come out every week, and her son, Christian. There's a lot of people that do a lot of work behind the scenes, and, all my friends too. I got a really good friend, Bobby. He's like my day one, because when I was born, he was holding me in his arms, so he always comes out and helps. There's just a ton of people that always help, and just couldn't be
Now-
more grateful.
that car that you're driving, I know James drove that a couple times too. How did you wind up with that ride? And I know you drove it before this year too, right?
Yeah. So with the 51, I know. Um, so James had the dirt car that he ran at New Egypt Speedway. That was owned. I think it was owned by it was owned by Scott Brannick, but a lot of the parts off of it were Jimmy Blewett's.
Right.
So it was like kind of like a part owner deal. But I think that ride was I could have raced it, but I was really busy with my down south schedule racing for my uncle Doug. I was flying back and forth almost every weekend down in North Carolina with my dad to go do that deal. And then, the weeks that I wasn't racing down there, I was racing the legend car up here. So it was, kind of conflicting schedule. So, James picked up the ride. He ran a couple races and did really well on it. So happy to see him, get an opportunity in a dirt car and do pretty good in it as well.
Now you're a legend champion at Wall, right?
Yes, correct. 2023.
Okay, let's bring this guy in here because I know your family history is something to behold because you have a lot of pure blood in your history, in your family line, in your bloodline. Earl, tell us a little bit about this guy's bloodline because there's superstars in his bloodline. Am I correct?
He knows it better than me too.
I was gonna say,
Earl knows
what he
everything.
doesn't know. Tell Ryan what he doesn't know.
Tell Ryan what he doesn't know, Earl.
Well, Ryan's grandfather was Warren Colthaw Jr. and yet his dad, Ryan's dad, is Warren Colthaw III. And Warren Jr. Was a modified car owner at Wall Stadium, had a yellow number 23, and one of his drivers was Tim Arry. And they actually were a Turkey Derby winner back when the Turkey Derby modified race was triple 50s. And at one of the Turkey Derbies, Warren fielded the winning car for Tim Arry. And just a very fine gentleman. Warren, I knew, and going way back, Ryan's grandfather, Warren, was a crewman for Wally Dellenbach Jr. and also was a good friend of the Dellenbach family, going back to Wally Dellenbach Sr. when he ran modifieds and also Indy cars. So, Ryan is from very good racing stock, no doubt about it. And his dad, Warren III, fielded a legend car for Ryan. And again, I've known Warren III for many, many years because he and his dad raced motocross together. And again, Ryan has carried on that family tradition. Matter of fact, the first time I met Ryan was at the Little Wall quarter midget track when he was competing there. And you were what 5 years old when you started racing, Ryan?
Yeah, I was 5 years old when I started. Yep.
Yep. And so I watched this young man, progress, right on through, and became a very fine legend car driver. I know he was competing out of state at tracks like Bethel Speedway in New York in the 2000s because he wasn't old enough to race in New Jersey. But as soon as he turned 16, he came to race at Wall Stadium, won a feature in what was essentially his rookie season. And then the next year became legend car champion. And he mentions his uncle Doug. That is a driver with a great deal of experience at Wall Stadium as well. That's Doug Walcott, who was in the Garden State Vintage Stock Car Club Hall of Fame. And Doug drove the blue number 72, won a lot of races at Wall Stadium, competed in the Race of Champions, ran in the Race of Champions series. Matter of fact, he won a Race of Champions series modified feature at Wall Stadium as well. So, when Ryan mentioned that he was driving down south a few years ago, driving for his uncle Doug, and again in a blue number 72. But it's good to have him back home, driving for Scott Brannick. I've known Scott for many years, very fine car owner. And Doug McGill commented a little while ago that the number 51 cars that Scott Brannick fields under the North American Construction banner, they're always gorgeous, just beautiful cars, always shiny, clean, black and gold. And Ryan, I know it means a lot to you to drive a first-class piece of equipment as well.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I've been wanting to get a sportsman win for a while now, ever since we started racing down south, and there was really no better feeling than getting it at home. In front of the hometown crowd, in front of family that's my grandparents that were watching down in Virginia, watching on Dirt Track Digest, and everybody that just comes out and supports. But yeah, now Scott has a great car. We put a lot of work into it, and Jimmy Blewett told me best, which was cool because I saw Neil's thing. Races are won in the shop, and
Right.
Jimmy told me one night. He says the amount of hours you put into the shop, your finisher will show. And recently, I've been just putting a lot of hours in, just trying. Me, Scott, and Robert Barney, like we just just putting a lot of hours into it and just trying to get the most we can out of it. And it's definitely been shown this year. We had 4 thirds, a second, and now a win.
We
We
knew it
got
was
the 8th
coming.
place finish in the second race. But
Yeah, it was only a matter of time that was going to happen. Every
Right.
time I've talked to him, me and Ryan have became good friends. I'm the one that gave him the name Kool-Aid, and 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 I just think it's pretty cool. And if it goes the way I want it to go, he's going to be handing out packets of Kool-Aid to the kids, and I
That'd be
think that'll
pretty
be
cool.
cool. But yeah, the talent at Wall with the younger guys, with him and James and the rest of the guys. And then, of course, you have Temeno's kid, grandson, and the talent. The competition is going to be good. I mean, in the
Yes.
next couple of years, the young talent is going to take over. I mean, Jimmy already has given James all of his stuff that he was supposed to run this year. He drives a great car that he drives, the 24,
Right.
of course. But now, aspirations to run modified, Ryan? Is that your aspiration to get in a modified car?
yeah, I still have. I wouldn't say very little seat time in a crate car, but I think I only have like 12 or 13 races under
Yeah.
my belt in total in a sportsman car.
Mhm.
So we're just, I'm still kind of getting acclimated a little bit. I ran like probably 6 or 7 times down North Carolina and what's it, 6 times up here. So
Yeah.
I we haven't really talked about it much. I mean, there's been little talks, very little, but I just want to focus on this year and then see see where we end up, and then maybe off season there'll be a talk about it. But I don't want to force the issue. I just want to keep going what we're going with right now, and just see what happens.
Very
Well,
good.
hopefully, by the end of the year, you get a couple more. You know what I mean? And I'll be talking to you. Of course, now I have to talk to you when we do our pit walk when you guys come back to Wall.
That's it.
I have a golden opportunity to talk to some of the superstars at Wall because of the job that I have there. All the guys like what we're doing social media wise, doing the heat race winners and talking to different people. They have given me a golden opportunity there. And I wouldn't have been able to meet you and talk to you and your mom. Your mom is, trust me, if you want to know who your number one fan is, it's your mother.
That's it. That's
She-
Shannon.
and you should see her when you're out there on the racetrack, and that's a cool thing to watch. We are going to later on down the line, we are going to do mothers of race car drivers
Hmm.
on Wide Open Wednesday, and your mom is going to be on here. Blake Barney's mom's going to be on here. I don't know if we're going to have to make a parental guidance thing on here, a PG rating, but that's the backbone of our sport. People don't know what mothers have to go through. Your mom probably doesn't have any fingernails left. You know what I mean? And it's just that's the cool part about our sport. There's so much backstories with our sport that people don't realize what goes on. Like, who would ever thought that beautiful blonde with Stephen Reed is the one that is his spotter? He said, "You need me on your show to tell you what he says to me when I'm spotting for him." So we're going to get Stephen Reed's wife on here, and we're going to talk to her, and she's going to tell us all the bad things he says to her while he's driving a race car. But I've gotten to know him, gotten to know a lot of guys. Of course, I'm good friends with Jimmy Blewett, and now I'm good friends with you. And we appreciate you taking the time out to come on here and be with us, Kool-Aid. And as always, I'll talk to you at the track. We have a good time. Always take time out to come talk to me, and I appreciate that. I can't wait to watch you grow in the sport because it's coming, dude. And that
Absolutely.
first one was a little hard, but the second one's going to come a little easier. I can promise you that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I appreciate you guys having me on here. And
Definitely.
I just wanted to say before I left, I can't thank everybody that comes out. Everything with the New Egypt stuff is very sad. So I just hopefully everybody supports our local racetrack because we don't
Yes,
want to see
indeed.
another one or any more go down. So
Thanks, Ryan. That's perfect.
thanks to P. Miletto and Fred Archer and everybody behind the scenes at Wall Stadium that they're doing what they're doing, and let's just keep these racetracks alive, and hopefully they're around still. That's all.
Absolutely, man.
All right, Ryan. Thanks, bud. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Take care, Ryan.
Exactly, guys. I know
Great
there's a
kid.
lot of people that's been in and out of here. We've had almost 60 people in here listening, and I hope they're coming in here to listen to Neil Rutt and Ryan Coulthard, but I know a few of them are in here waiting for Nick Leach to lose his mind and run Fred Balsing in the ground.
Yeah.
So if that's what you're waiting
I'm
for,
here to keep that from happening.
if that's what you're waiting for, it's not going to happen.
Nah, he's been really
I have
really
a-
subdued and
I have-
pragmatic about it. the
I have
whole
a
time.
lot of good memories at New Egypt. I
Yeah.
met a lot of great people. One of them is on the screen, Earl. Another one is this guy here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
leech.
yeah, we met because
Yep.
you know,
Because
Egypt.
yeah, I
And
mean,
I met half my friends.
yep, I'm a leech.
Dom the Bomb.
Dom the bomb.
And
Yep.
he said, Nick gave him the nickname, but it was actually Nick wanted to call you Numbnuts, and
But-
we changed it to Dom the Bomb.
No, I have a lot of memories there. I'm not gonna, tarnish my memories by running
Nah.
somebody in the ground that done
Yeah.
some stuff for our sport. And he did do stuff for our sport. You got to remember the good times, gang. We're all leaving this world the same way, and it must be pretty good because nobody's coming back. So we got to enjoy ourselves while we're here. And if it means going to the racetrack, then that's what we got to do.
Yes.
So if you tuned in here for me to bash Fred Balsing, it ain't happening. So you tuned into the wrong show. I hope you tune in because we have fun here. We respect one another, and we have a good time.
And as far as dirt goes, we still have Bridgeport. So,
Yes,
That's right.
we have Bridgeport, Grandview, Big Diamond, Port Royal, all these tracks you can
Williams
go to.
Grove,
you know,
Lincoln. Yes.
and
Mhm,
keep your
Lincoln.
fingers crossed. If you know anybody that cannot put ink in the pen when they go to sign the deal for New Egypt, make sure they don't put ink in there, and it won't get signed, and then maybe we'll have the racetrack
we
back.
can always break their hand.
You never know. We can send a black wagon over there, as Mr. Peck would say, and change it. Everything happens for a reason, gang. One door closes, another door opens. My door closed at New Egypt, Wall Stadium's door open. So we got to move past it, keep a good mind about it, and yes, we have great memories at New Egypt.
Mhm.
And we're making great memories at Wall Stadium. We just had 2 of them on here. So, and we always have her on here. But don't forget, tomorrow at 9:30, Fred will be doing Need for Speed, as he always does, on WBCB.
Need for Speed is back with Fred Fletcher, America's Mechanic, on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, 9:30 every Thursday morning. That's right, America's Mechanic is back on BCB, right where he needs to be, thanks to you, the fans and the sponsors, and WBCB. So tune in Thursday morning at 9:30. I'll be tuning in. I hope you will too.
And I have. We back on?
Yep.
Okay. I have nothing to do with the crappy music that's before.
Knew that was coming.
I even say right on the air at WBCB because that is some real garbage they play.
He wants America's Mechanic back so we can listen to both and have
I
a
would
whole
like to.
hour instead of a half an hour. I
would-
get you, Ma.
I'm with you because I miss talking. I almost halftime when I would talk about racing, I almost slip into it and start giving some mechanical advice. But yeah, right now we'll stick with the racing. I'll have to hit them up with stuff. But yeah, then we can have a whole hour of less of crap music because I don't even know what the hell.
Did
that
you
shit
send
is.
a new batch of Mucho Macho tires over to Dominic?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Dom, let Fred know when you need some new Mucho Macho tires.
He tried
Sorry,
to wear them
Earl.
out last week, but
But yeah, I mean,
The 4 cylinders are back this week too. Dom will be
oh,
there.
see, there you have it. And
I'm gonna have to haul some mucho. I got one
Yes.
here in the studio.
yeah, and then we my nephew's back helping Dom, so that worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we got 5 minutes here, so let's
Hey Dom,
do,
why don't you hop on here and we'll talk some New
yeah,
Egypt?
Dom, we could do that, but let's do this first. See if anybody has.
That's how I met Dom was through New Egypt.
Yes, yes,
Watching down there.
absolutely. Let's do this. Hold on one second
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, one of the best things I did was go back to New Egypt when I was.
Yeah,
getting
we're having a
back into
lot. We
racing.
had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we did.
All right, let's do this. Hold on. Let's do this. While we got 5 minutes, anybody out there has
Now it's time for a new segment on Wide Open Wednesday. It's called Ask Earl. That's right. You ask and Earl will answer. It's time for Ask Earl on Wide Open Wednesday.
We're going to go in the comment section. If you have a question for Earl, and I heard Ryan Newman is coming to Wall Stadium.
Yes, he is.
Earl,
yeah.
Run-
Yeah, that's-
yes,
that's good.
August 29th. Yes, for the John Blewett III Memorial Race, 176 laps for the Open Tour type modifieds. And yes, Ryan Newman will be racing. He'll be running a modified. And his daughter, Brooklyn,
yeah.
will be at Wall. She'll be racing a sportsman car that night. How cool is that?
Nice.
Is Ryan
Yeah, we're
bringing
gonna
the
have,
snow out on the front of the car like he usually has?
Did you hear what he said, Earl?
No,
Tell
I
him
didn't.
again,
I
Fred.
say, is Ryan bringing the snow plow on the front of the car like he usually has, like he did in NASCAR?
Oh boy. All right, now we got to bring Bill. We got to bring Earl's son in.
I'll
here.
stay away from him in the pits when I go down there.
Billy, your father's up here in our right-hand corner. It could be your left-hand corner, but welcome, Billy
Bill.
Kleinsman from Maple Grove Raceway. Billy, what's going on, Bill?
Hi guys, how are you? I apologize, I'm a little bit late. I had to get.
You're a lot late, Billy. You only got 4 minutes, so spit it out.
He was worried.
Yeah, I was getting baby faced, was shaving and black.
Ah, there you go.
Yep,
Yeah, you look sweet, Bill.
I got a special date on a Saturday night. A lot of the elderly ladies at the VFW, they love it when I come in. So usually I dance with them, but they always get a kick when I come in on a Saturday night.
Hey, Bill.
When we're 60, then we have to specify what do you consider elderly?
Yeah, what do you consider elderly, Bill?
Basically, well, I don't consider anyone 60 to 80 elderly. Everyone's young at heart. So I don't.
Oh,
But basically, if you're showing
with
a little
that
bit,
attitude, you'll score.
All right, everybody take a screenshot of Billy. He's going to bingo with these older women. They're
Yeah.
going to kidnap Billy, and we're never going to see him again. That's what's Earl. Didn't you teach him better not to mess with old women, especially ones that cuss at the bingo game?
I tried, but Billy's, he's got a mind of his own. He's older now, so
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
32 years young.
that's
All
it.
right, Bill. Tell us what happened in Maple Grove this weekend.
Well, this weekend we had an incredible weekend. We welcomed back our ET Series racers after a great weekend. We had a huge turnout of racers. Jillian Wise and her father Butch almost doubled up on Sunday at the ET Series. They both made it to the finals. Jillian won. Butch runner up in the one class. I was looking through my records and I don't recall seeing a daughter and father winning on the same ET Series as the
Wow.
on the same weekend. So that would have been a first from Maple Grove. And this weekend was really incredible. But this weekend we got a brand new event. As you know, we're trying to always bring new fans and new clientele into the racetrack. We got the streetcar takeover. Hey, Randy, how are you? Looking forward to seeing you soon, my friend. Always enjoying Maple Grove. We always have a great turnout of events. This weekend's the brand new streetcar takeover. It's a brand new streetcar event that's been touring the country for the last several years, but we're happy to finally get them to Maple Grove. We tried to get them in the past, but we unfortunately were not able to make it happen. But we were able to do it this year, and we look forward to seeing everyone this weekend. Racing starts Friday with racing going on till Saturday.
Billy's new nickname is Bingo Billy from Maple Grove. That's your new nickname, Bill. Bingo Billy. Billy,
Hey, I
any
love bingo.
birthdays? Got any birthdays, Billy?
Unfortunately, I don't, but I do have one important piece of history from this past weekend racing. Tim Richmond, 40 years ago, ended up winning the first race back at Watkins Glen. As you know, for a time being, NASCAR was there, then they left, and then they came back in Tim Richmond. As you know, he was really dominated that 86 season, and unfortunately, everybody knows what happened after that. He ended up contacting double pneumonia. Little did we know he ended up having AIDS and unfortunately ended up passing away. But that was a little look back at history this past weekend.
Billy, you see what Dominic Antonelli wrote? Them old
Yes.
ladies are usually rich. He's thinking smart. Billy, is that what you're doing? You're trying to rob these old ladies? Come on, Bill.
Absolutely not. It seems to me that I just have, with my baby face and that smile of mine, I just have a charm that attracts to the elderly women. In fact, when I go to see my dad at the facility that he's at,
See?
at the facility, all the ladies and all the nurses, they always go crazy whenever I walk through the door.
That's because you're walking in with a big box of chocolate chip cookies and stuff, right, Bill?
Nope,
Come on,
I
tell the
walk in.
truth.
I walk in with nothing, just my smile and my personality.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Uh-huh. Earl, what do you think of this guy?
Yes, I think he's great. You know, hey, I've trained. You know, I've given him a lot of advice over the years, and he's taken it. So yes,
Bill,
yes.
Billy's looking for a sugar mama.
he's
You're right,
listening.
Marty. You're
Yeah, right
absolutely
on.
right. All right, Bill, when I come for the truck show, if there's some elderly woman sitting up in the tower with you, writing down your notes for you, I'll know what's going on.
Yep.
And we gotta congratulate Mike Feltenberger. Mike's listening.
absolutely.
Yes, great.
As
yes.
he Earl, you want to say what Mike achieved? And he never thought in his wildest dreams that he would go there.
You know, and Mike is so deserving of this. After the Reading Fairgrounds Speedway closed in what would have been 1979, there was a great organization has been formed, the Reading Fairgrounds Racing Historical Society, and it's a group that started small and it's gained so much momentum in the almost 50 years over that. It's an organization that keeps the memories alive of the Reading Fairgrounds Speedway. And they do a tremendous job. They're always at the motorsports show, for example. They have vintage cars that they display. They have a showcase of racing memories. And they have a Hall of Fame that they call it the Hall of Fame. The Reading Speedway was known as the Home of Champions. So the Reading Fairgrounds Historical Society has the Home of Champions Hall of Fame, honoring people, race drivers, officials, crew members, car owners that made history at Reading. And this year they're honoring our friend Mike Feltenberger, honoring him for his history. He's documented so much of the history of Reading through his pictures, his documentaries, and what a great honor. So well deserved, right,
That's
Billy?
awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you guys know this gentleman who was also really big in preserving the history of the Reading Fairgrounds. A good friend of mine who unfortunately is no longer with us. Really good painter, Clark Engstedt, did a really.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got plenty
Yeah.
of his stuff. Yep.
Yes.
Clark was a wonderful man. I
Absolutely.
love. He was not only big in dirt car racing, but he was also really big. He did a lot of work and stuff for Maple Grove. I have a lot of his drag racing paintings actually hanging inside my archive.
That's awesome.
And congratulations, Mike, if you happen to be watching
Oh,
it. I
yes.
love all old photos and stuff like that. And yeah, the Home of Champions. As you know, Reading, Pennsylvania, when you think of Reading, PA, you think of a couple of things. You think of the Home of Champions, you think of Penske Racing, and you also think of Maple Grove Raceway. So no
Right.
matter what people say, Reading, PA is a racing town, and it will always be a racing town.
Well
All right,
said.
Billy, what are you going to leave us with this week?
Well, this week, hopefully, I did get a little bit of sunburn, so I am breaking out the sunscreen more often. But yeah, I'm looking forward to an awesome weekend this weekend, and we look forward to seeing everybody. I almost did have a run-in with Goose at the track. There's a lot of geese that fly around the track, and unfortunately, one of them decided to follow me and almost chase me. So I guess I have good luck with elderly women, but not such good luck with geese. So I guess we can put geese on not to contact on my list.
All right, Bill. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you,
Bill.
Billy. Thanks.
Guys, see you all next week.
Okay,
And
take care,
hopefully
Bill.
you pick up a sugar mama by next week.
She's welcome on.
Yeah, she can come on with you, Bill.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bud. We'll talk to you. Billy Kleinsman, the voice of Maple Grove. Always a pleasure to have Billy on. Billy is Earl. When you were talking, he was just shaking his head because he knew everything you were talking about. Me, no. But Mike Feltenberger, very well
Oh,
deserved.
Mike's
Mike,
quite a great guy. You know,
Mike's
great
done a lot of
photographer.
I know.
Yep.
I,
Yes.
I love Mike's.
He does
Mike,
flagging.
Posts. He sent me some pictures. I love it. Oh, I love everything.
the picture back here,
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny
Yes.
Leach in the 77 Kenny Hammer's car, a la Mike Feltenberger.
Yep,
This
strapped in.
calendar back here, even though it's not updated, Mike Feltenberger, he should be doing a lot of pictures from old race cars from the past. Go to his Facebook page, check out his memories on YouTube. Yeah, and Mike's name was on a couple of my brother's race cars because he was a photographer at Bridgeport, East Windsor. Yeah. So now we move along.
Well,
And-
speaking of moving along, let me bring this up.
Go ahead.
This will be our last show in this studio.
Yeah, Fred fired me.
Yeah, no, you're not that lucky.
No, it's all good.
You're all good. Craig Magic, as we know, has moved on down to Tennessee. He's opened up his own studio down there, and it's too far for us to ride down there and do this show, even though I'd love to. He's given up the studio and our part of it. So we Nick and I worked out a deal with Kyle Koretsky,
Kid Chaos.
and we've got a spot over there in Fairless Hills.
Fairless Hills.
Yeah, not too far from me. And we're going to move the studio over there next week. We might do, if we don't get the Verizon up next week, we're going to do it from my shop. So that's special all in its own.
So we may do a preempted show at Fred's shop. We could use a phone as a hotspot at the studio. So we'll figure it out and we'll let you know. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we'll be moving everything over there. Set might look a little bit different. We're going to upgrade a bunch of things and make it a whole lot more fun. But yeah, we're going to be changing it up, and I think it's going to be a change for the better.
And we may have room for people to come sit and watch the show live.
Yeah,
That'd
So
be kind of cool.
that'd be cool.
yeah.
I know Earl would come.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
bit bigger room than this too. So
Yeah, so
got
we
this.
should be. And, I'm probably going to help Fred out because America's Mechanic is right across the room here. So I don't want Fred to lose that.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
people
set
are-
it up over there.
And people are missing America's Mechanic on WBCB. Marty misses it because he wants a whole hour of stuff. And trust me, Fred has nothing to do with this music that they play before he comes
That's
on.
for damn sure.
Yeah, I don't know where it
And I
comes
make
from,
that make that known every week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but they're not listening.
Last week.
So, but no,
But,
we appreciate everything that everybody does for us, all our sponsors. Hopefully, this will carry over. You get to the other studio. Kyle's been real kind to us and giving us a room. So, bigger and better things for Wide Open Wednesday. And we're going to have some fun. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some more YouTube videos out for America's Mechanic and some
Yes.
tips and stuff. It's been a while since I've done it, so I want to get it. And yeah, Dom, we'll need help.
yeah, we'll need help, Don.
So,
Yup.
but
So,
also, with that, I timed it perfectly. I ran out of ride and making making Manhattans.
so see there,
So
timed out
perfect timing.
perfect. Don't forget tomorrow morning 9:30 WBCB. Tune in right at like 9:28. That way the song will almost be over and you'll go right into Fred.
yeah.
Earl will be calling first, then it'll be me and Nick. And
I
but
swear to God, I told him last week I thought it was one of those Muslim call to prayer things. I was like, this is some bullshit.
if you have any memories of New Egypt and you want to post them,
Yes.
post them, and I'll post them on our Wide Open Wednesday page. We definitely want to do that. We want to share the memories of New Egypt or any other memories you got. We'll put them up.
Yeah.
One last time, I want to tell you guys when you hit your knees tonight, say some extra prayer for Chip Morgan's family.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
Frank Cozy. We lost Chip Morgan in Orange County. He had a severe medical issue, and he wound up passing away. He was Frank Cozy's crew member for 25 years. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you're so young. So guess what, gang? This will end Wide Open Wednesday here. Going to say goodbye to this studio, but we ain't going to say goodbye to you. We'll talk to you next week, one way or another. If I got to walk around Fred's shop holding the camera and he does the show, we'll be doing something next
We
week.
definitely.
Very
All
good.
right. God bless you guys. Thanks, Earl. Thanks to all
Night,
our
everybody.
sponsors.
Toast to you, even though I'm out of booze.
Have a great rest of your week. Fred's out of booze and we're leaving.
Hey, Wall Stadium Saturday.
Wall Stadium
you go.
Saturday. I'll
Yep.
be there.